All right, bro, if you're unprofitable in your trading, it's probably because you're making this one mistake, and it's over trading. Okay. And it wasn't until I implemented really this one rule that I started to see the shift in my trading literally 360. Okay. Because it's one of the most common bad traits of an unprofitable trader. Okay. And a lot of people think that when you start trading in general, that you just go from making no money to just making money. Like, it doesn't work like that. What happens is when you start trading, realistically, you get some kind of beginner's luck because you don't really understand what's going on completely, like in a really in-depth way. And so then you go from that to understanding everything. And at that point, then you completely lose all your money. And then you go from completely losing your money to getting more invested and losing less money. And then once you go to losing less money, then you go to like break even money, meaning you're not really losing money anymore, but you're not making it either. And then once you go to that break even phase, then you go to making a little bit of money where you're kind of consistent. And then after you've gone to that kind of consistent money, that's when then from there you actually go to like successfully trading and making a fuck ton of bread. Okay. And so what is the actual rule that I implemented for myself that I was able to shift along that entire process? And so what it was for me was literally just implementing the one trade a day rule, because what this rule does is it literally eliminated all my unprofitable trading like behaviors of over trading, revenge trading, the fears of missing out and chasing trades. And so really when I started to implement this one trade a day, it was like, okay, well, I can no longer take so many positions. I can and on top of that, right? So then it wasn't like, oh, I'm having this FOMO of entering a position. What happened was I was like, okay, so since I can only take one position a day today, I need to be more selective of the position I take because I can't get back into the market, right? And then once I did take a loss, for example, on one day, now I can't go back into the market revenge trading trying to make my money back. And so I promise you, like literally for myself, bro, implementing this one trade a day rule changed the course of my trading entirely. Because from there, did I start to understand so much more of the psychology factor and side of trading that it literally just changed all of it, bro. And so I promise you, try to implement this and watch what happens for yourself.